Good morning. How are you all doing today? We're doing good. So we got the shirt done, and remember yesterday I put a snap in it? Well, after I put the snap in, then I tried to get the shirt on over her head and put her arms through it, and it didn't work. So I decided to take out the sewing in the back, and what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I will just sew some Velcro down the back of it, and then maybe sew some little buttons on afterwards. I was very disappointed and that I couldn't get it over her head. So I took the snap out, and I'll just sew a little button there to make it look like it's got buttons. But I'm getting some Velcro, and Velcro is sticky on one side. Velcro is like tiny teeth that stick together. That's what they call it. But anyway, they call it Velcro. And you put it on. Let's see, where's your other shirt? Well, I'm sure you've seen Velcro before. But anyway, it's, let me get this shirt over here that she was wearing earlier. Oops. Okay. You like her headband? Anyway, so on the back here is called Velcro. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of a cream color. And it's really rough on this side, and on the other side it's soft, kind of. And so you put the two together like this, and if you have doll clothes, some of your doll clothes might already have it on there. And what you do is you just press it on, and it keeps the shirt on like that. Doesn't come off. I mean, it comes off once you pull it apart like that. So I'm gonna do that to this shirt. I'm gonna put that on this shirt instead of the snap. The snap for some reason wouldn't work. I don't know if I did it wrong, probably. And like I said, I couldn't get overhead. Now, if I would have followed the directions and used a stretchy knit, I think we wouldn't have had any problem getting it over her head, because stretchy knit really stretches. But I didn't do it, and I don't have any stretchy knit, so I figured this would work. I mean, it's still a cute little shirt. I mean, she could wear it this way if she wanted to. Or she could wear it this way if she wants to, if I wanted to put it on her that way. So anyway, so that's the shirt. I'll put it back on her so you can see how cute it is. It's easier to put on this way too. The other way, I think, if we tried to force it on, then it would rip. And we don't want to do that, especially when you put all that work and everything into making the shirt. Okay, so I found the pants. This is the pants pattern that we're gonna make. And all we need to do is cut out 4 of these to make her pants. Only one pattern. So I decided to make it out of the red that matches the little cuff on her sleeve. And then I was thinking also maybe making a blue pair so she can have a choice, one or the other. I don't know. But right now I'm making this for her. Now this particular fabric is not a directional fabric like the flags were. As you remember, the flag was a directional. And after we cut it, we got the flags going all in a circle. Do you see that? They're starting from here, they go this way, they're pointing that way, and when they come around, they're pointing that way. I think I lined that up pretty good, didn't I? Huh. Okay, so this is the pattern for 2. And I want to cut this here. So as you can see, this is not a directional. Because the stars are everywhere, it's not a directional. Not like that is. So what I do, because I need to cut 2 of them, right? 2 pairs. So these 2 will be sewed like this together. And the other 2 will be sewed exactly the same. So what I'm going to do to save on fabric here, I am going to cut this out like this. Let's see if I cut these 2 this way. I might want to turn it over and cut it this way. I don't know. Let me see, where is the book? And t-shirt. I'm just looking real quick so I don't make a mistake on cutting out these pants. Sometimes they say to flip the pattern over so you can cut them out right. So cut 4 shorts from the boxer short pattern piece with right sides together. Okay, so I guess I sew the other one the same way. Doesn't say to flip it over. Okay, so we'll just cut out another pair like this. So it's important to read the directions all the time. Even like me, even though I read the directions, sometimes I still make mistakes. It's like I just made some cookies today. I haven't had cookies in a long time. And it's called 5 ingredients cookies. I'll have to do that one of these days and film it, show you how. But I did more than 5 ingredients. So I made a double batch, but 5 ingredients would be almond flour, egg, so that's 2, right? Peanut butter or almond butter, whatever you have, or nut butter, that's 3. And then vanilla and sugar, 5. And then to top it off and make it really taste yummy, I put chocolate chips on it. So yeah, they're delicious cookies. So if you ever want the recipe, let me know. It's really good cookies. I use almond flour because I'm allergic. I can't eat white flour. I can't eat wheat. So I have to eat almond flour. But it doesn't matter. I mean, you could still make the cookies. I mean, as long as you like almond flour, you could still make the cookies. And I'm sure you could probably get away with using white flour, but I'm not sure because I've never tried it, but most likely you can. I don't see any reason because almond flour is just plain old almond flour. There's no other ingredient in it other than ground up almond pulp. Ugh. Okay, so we got our pants here. We got them here. They look like shoes. Okay, so the next step is we're going to sew the pants together, right like this. You match up all your corners, and this you do the same way with this one. Like so. Okay? So let me move you over to the camera. Let's move over to the sewing machine and we'll get started on the pants. To close your eyes, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see my mess that I'm making. Okay, how are we doing there? And I'll move her back over here. And this pillow of stuff that I have collected here from the purse makings that I've been making. There. And let me plug in my sewing machine. Okay, I got it. I unplug it at night, so. There we go. I think we got it. I'm back. Okay. Let me clear away some things. Today is kind of like my day off. It's Sunday. And so I selected to film instead of sew on the purses for today. Tomorrow I'll get back on the sewing of the purses. I'm almost done with that one, so it'll be just a matter of time to get the other one done. I'm sure it'll be done in no time. Let me straighten you out there. There we go. There, perfect. Okay, let's get started. So the area I'm sewing is the front one. And this is part of your belly. So this part is part of your belly area. Okay, the front. And then this part is the leg. So that's what we're sewing together first. Okay. And then we do this one, same thing. And you see what I'm doing? Okay, so in the curve area, right here, I'm going to clip that like we did the t-shirt. And the reason is because there's a curve. And so when you turn it right side out, you want it to be able to turn out, you know, and look nice. You know, so it doesn't pucker and stuff. So we'll just clip that area. Whenever there's a curve, you want to clip it. But you don't want to clip the stitching. Okay, so we got this one. We want to clip this one too. Okay. So what we do next is we finger press the seams open. There's seams right here. You want to finger press those open. Like that. See? It's kind of hard to do the ones that are clipped, but if you can do it, great. Okay, so let me get the book out and see what the next step is. I know what the next step is, but for you, I will look it up. Oh, my nose. Here's a tissue. Excuse me. Sometimes my eyes bother me and makes my nose run. I don't know if you have that problem, but I sure do. Okay, and of course, I don't know where my envelope is. Okay, boxer shorts. Okay, so the next step, okay, so we did that. We sewed right sides together, stitch front and back, and now we're going to stitch the side seams together. So do you know which one the side seams are? So this is like, this is where we're at here. And these are the side seams. This is what we just stitched, but this is the side seams we're going to put together. So you put your insides this way, your right sides together. Remember, you put the right sides together, and this is the top of your this is the waist of your shirt shorts. So you want to match the two tops together like so, and the seam right square in the middle. So those two seams should match up, and you just put a pin there to hold it. Like so. And then you take your two side seams and you match up the corners. Okay? You match up the top corners. Now, down here might be one might be a little longer than the other. That's okay, because we can fix that and trim it. But up here, it's important to match these corners, okay? So I'm not going to pin it this time. But if you think you have to pin, then go ahead and pin it together. Just make sure your fabric is laying flat together with your insides together. And you want to sew about 1/4 of an inch. So 1/4 of an inch is half of it. Okay, there's an inch, and then there's a 1/2 inch, and a quarter is a half of a half inch. So if you look at a measuring tape, you can kind of see what I'm saying there. Okay, so we have this one sewed together. Now we're going to sew this one together. And we're going to match up those corners at the top. Okay. So now we have these sewed together here. See? They kind of look, it looks like a skirt, doesn't it? Right? Looks like a skirt. So what we do next is we sew these two together. Or this together. So we'll just match up these two seams in the center and open up your seams there. Fabric, one piece of fabric on one side, one on the other, and pin it together so it's nice and even. Like so. And then you match up these two corners. Now, see what I'm doing? Now, they're not, this might be a little bit longer than the front one, but that's okay. You just match them up the best you can, and then you sew along here. Let's see if that's what it says to do. Yes, okay, so next step. Oh, okay. That's not the way it says to do it in the book. Okay, so I guess I will back up. So the next step, they want you to do the waistband. So I guess we'll do that step that I was going to do last. Okay, so we will do this part last. We'll unpin that. Okay, so it says, stitch the top edge of the shorts and then press the edge a half inch to the wrong side and top stitch 3/8 of an inch. Then press the edge, leaving a 1 inch opening at the center back for casting. So what they're saying is they want us to put elastic in it. Okay, let me see if I can find my elastic. Let me see. I have to go over here and check and see if I have any elastic available. Yeah, I do. When I go to the Catholic store and I buy things at the Catholic store, where I buy my fabrics and stuff, I look for things like this. This is elastic or something. But anyway, there's ribbon, there is lace, there is rickrack, there is seam binding, there is more seam binding. This is bias tape. So all these little things you can use to help sew. when you're sewing, to help you when you're sewing. And normally when I find them, like, I think, well, I put them in this bag. Oh, this whole bag was 50 cents. Somebody was trying to sell them for 25 cents each, so. Anyway, okay, so I have some elastic here. It's very thin. Is it elastic? Oh no. Uh-oh, it's not elastic. I thought it was elastic. This is, this is not elastic. Elastic looks just like this, but it's not elastic. Okay, let me see. Okay. I might have to dig a little deeper for some elastic. So we might have to let's just go ahead and sew this part together like it said to do. And then the next, when we come back tomorrow, then I'll have the elastic and we can put it in. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up my seams on the side, do a little finger press, and I am going to fold this little seam over like this, see? I don't know if you can see that like that. And I'm going to finger press that. Because what we need to do here is we need to fold it over again. So we're just going to go all the way around and try to keep it the same width. So we're just folding over the raw edge at this point. Like so. So we're just following the pattern. I would have went ahead and sewed that area, the middle part, together myself, and then go back and do this. But since we're following the directions in the book, we're gonna do it the way the book says. And that's the best way to do it, is always follow the directions in the book. Okay, so then I'm going to come back around here, and I'm continually, isn't it funny how the fabric kind of just, the warmth of your fingers kind of just makes a seam there? Okay, so now we're going to come back around, and we're going to go over again. And this time we're going to pin it so it'll stay. So what we're doing here is we're making a casting, they call it. And what we're going to do after we sew this down, we're going to put some elastic in there all the way around. And that'll make it so it'll stay on her hips and won't fall down. You know, when you put on shorts sometimes, there's either a drawstring that holds your pants up, or you have a zipper to hold your pants up, or sometimes you have elastic in your pants to hold your pants up, or in some cases buttons. So this is going to have elastic in it. And so I'm going to pin this all the way around right now. Like so. See that? Okay. And so you just flip that piece over again. So you're flipping it twice. The second time is a little bigger than the first time. So the first time is like 1/8 of an inch. So that's 1/2 of a quarter. So 1/8 is 1/2 of a quarter. So this time we're flipping it over the quarter. So it's just a little bit bigger than the fourth. Then a quarter, quarter and the fourth is the same thing when it comes to the measuring tape. Where's the measuring tape? So this is a measuring tape for little girls that don't know this. Okay. And big people too. And see, you can see numbers on there, right? Okay. So here, right here, between the 3 and the 4, there's little marks there. And in the middle is 1/2. And between the 1/2, which is a bigger, the 1/2 mark is bigger. See it, okay. Okay. Between the 3 and the 4 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. And the middle line is bigger than the other lines. It's right here. It's right in the middle. So if you were to fold this right in half, that middle line would be right there, okay? So making these pants, they're giving you this much space to fold it over. But the first time you're only going to fold over this much. Let me see, how do I do this? So it's only this much space. And then when you fold it over the second time, then you go a second one. So it's kind of like little at first and then a little bigger afterwards. I know it sounds confusing, and probably really sounds confusing when I'm trying to explain it to you. I'm sorry if you're confused. So, all right. So this is what I've done. See that? Like that. Let me see if I can find some elastic. I gotta think where I put it. Sometimes I don't remember. Let's see. That's not it. That's not it. Let me see if it's down here. In my cupboard. Maybe there's some here. Sorry, I'll be right with you. I'm just looking for some elastic. I don't know where I put it. And I didn't even think I was going to need it. I don't know why. Oh, brother, brother, brother. Oh, brother, brother, brother. Oh, brother, brother. Now, let me look in this box. Look in this bag. So I have stuff everywhere. All those are buttons, so that wouldn't have it. So this is that Velcro I was talking about. But I'm going to get some smaller Velcro. This is kind of like a mess. If you ever came to my sewing room, you would have a fun time finding things. If you can find them. I have some elastic here, but it's way too fat. I don't know what I was thinking. I have some elastic string there. Might be what I have to use till I get some. Some more elastic. Let's look in here real quick. Lots of buttons, see? Buttons, buttons, and more buttons. I don't know if I have any elastic. I thought I did. Okay, so those are not elastic. That's a zipper. These are all zippers. Okay, well I do have some elastic here. This is elastic, see? But as you can see, it's too wide. So, if I try cutting it down, I don't know if that'll work. So I think what we're gonna do is we'll come back tomorrow and then we will finish off the pants because I failed to find some elastic for these pants. I mean, I could use elastic thread, but I don't know if that will work. I could try it. But usually you want elastic that's very thin, not this wide. This is elastic too. It's kind of old though. I don't know where it came from. Let me see. Let me if I can find one more place to look. Take the table apart to see if I have any elastic in here. Stick it there. It's usually always the last barrel you're looking at. Okay. Let me see. I have one more barrel. Let's see if it's in here. Oh gosh. This is all lace, zigzag, thread, I think I'm coming up empty-handed here. Well, that's a bummer. I thought I had some. I think I have everything but elastic. All right, so I'm guessing I don't have any. So all I have is this elastic thread. So I think what I'll do is I'll just use that for right now. But your mom, you know, if you need elastic, maybe your mom's got some really thin elastic. I don't, but it would be this thin. See this? This is not elastic, but for some reason I thought it was, but it's not. But that's how thin you want it. It's like 1/8 of an inch, or even if you have 1/4 of an inch. But this is not elastic. So I'll just use this for right now. But I have to sew this on first. So let's sew this, and then I will put that elastic in. And that's another trick. Okay, so when you sew this, gotta get that off of there. That's not good, huh? So I have these pins holding this seam down. And I don't want to sew on those pins, so I'm going to have to move my presser foot over off of that needle so I don't break my sewing needle, my sewing machine needle. And I'm just going to sew all the way around, but I'm going to leave a little opening so I can get this stretchy thread through. With something to pull it through with. I don't know if I even have anything that small. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so what I'm going to come to this seam here, I don't know, it might be a side seam, and I'm going to leave a little, about an inch opening. Inch. Back stitch, and cut it. So now, I need to find a little pin or something that I can get this thread through. That's the question. Let me see. See if I have a little safety pin, a little tiny safety pin. I have that one, but I don't know if that's gonna, I think that might be too big to get through there. And I have this one, but that one's too big. Ouchie, wouchie, wouchie. Okay, let me see if I can get this one through. I don't think I'm going to be able to, though. maybe. That's going to be really tricky. Sometimes if your seam is big enough, you can get these small safety pins through it, but I can't get it through. So I have to think of something else. So maybe if I try like a needle, a fat needle, I can get it through. Or if I had a little tiny safety pin, they're little gold ones that you have sometimes, that would go through. But I haven't seen one of those in ages. Or, I don't know. I gotta think about this. I don't think I have
now 3
any
p.m.
of those. Let me look here.
The room temperature is 71 degrees Fahrenheit.
I have a lot of little tiny stuff here. I was just kind of hoping I had a little tiny, something I can use to pull it through. Well, I don't have it. What I do have, I'll have to make something. I will make something to put it through. Sometimes if you don't have what you're looking for, you have to make it. So I made something, see, out of a piece of wire. It's not wire, but you can use wire. Wire would work. So I'm going to see if I can get this thread, this elastic thread, through this opening. So yeah, sometimes you have to make it. So let's see what we have here. Oh, and before I do this, let's measure around the belly of the doll, of Marlene. Let's take her shirt off. And we'll take this off. And, well, you have a lot of clothes on, Marlene. And here's her bloomers. Why do you have bloomers on? That's silly. Oh well, we'll just leave your bloomers on, doesn't matter. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take this elastic and put it around her waist. And figure out how much you're going to need to go around her waist. And then you got to figure out, so I am going to figure about right there, but the proper way of doing it is taking your measuring this I don't know what it's called, measuring tape, and you start with the number 1 and you pull it all the way through until you get to the number. So I'm looking at about 10 inches around her waist, like that. So that's what you want to do. Figure about 10. See? So I just kind of line it up. The one next to the 10. So it's close enough. 10. So is that how much I did before I cut it? Alright. Actually, yeah, I did 10. Okay, so let's see this go through. See if it works. So if you have a piece of wire, you can make a little loop at the end with if you don't have a safety pin, make a loop at the end and tie your elastic through it. All right, so the hardest part is getting through the layers of the seam. That's the hardest part. Sometimes it's makes it difficult to get through there because it's folded over. As long as you can attach that elastic to something so you can feed it through this casting here, like that. Ugh. It's kind of hung up on that. Come on. What's happening here? Yeah, come on. Come on, come on. I have a knot in there, so I think the knot is kind of hung up on it. Where's that knot? Kind of move it around a little bit like that. Maybe I can unstick it. Yeah. Come on, you can go around. Come on, come on. The knot is stuck in there because I made a knot. Another thing you could use is a bobby pin. If your mom has a bobby pin, if you know what one of those are, you can use a bobby pin. That'll work. Or a bent wire. Doesn't have to be a real thick wire. It's just something that'll hold your elastic on and you can feed it through. As long as you don't have problems like mine. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Just a tight spot there. Okay, come on, come on, you're doing it, you're doing it. Come on. You can get through there. It's just a little tight spot right there. I didn't get my seam even and it's kind of stuck there. What's going on? What is going on? So sometimes you don't anticipate things like this. Sometimes it goes real smooth. Other times you come up against problems. This is real life. This is what you call raw footage. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to leave it at this because I'm having problems. I'm hoping I can pull it through and show you what I'm doing. What was it? The last time? Oh, it was the snap on the shirt, right? I was having problems with the snap. Now I'm having problems feeding this thread, this elastic thread through this casing. Come on, man. You're stuck right there, aren't you? Jeez, there's a knot right there, and it's stuck in that little spot. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I know you can. Are you gonna do it now? Are you just stuck there? I think I sewed it too good. She's stuck. Or my knot is too big. All right, well, this is what it looks like so far. And once I get the thread, the stretchy thread in there, she can wear them. Although I have to hem this too. So tomorrow when we come back, hopefully I will have this through and we can move on to the next step. And the next step will be hemming the shorts all the way around like this. And then the last step would be sewing the inner leg together, okay? So, so it was good visiting with you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Where's my thingamajigger? There it is. All right. Thank you, and remember, if you like this show, my video, thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell. It all helps, and I'm up to 54 subscribers now, and 1,008 people have seen my videos. That's a lot of people. So thank you very much, and like I said, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.